Hi, it's Fiona Bennett here, and I just wanted to chat with you a little bit before the holidays get started and before you start to do that crazy mad cycle of visiting and preparing that happens usually during the holidays, especially if you're already starting to feel a little bit tired and overwhelmed now. And you might be already, eating well, sleeping well, drinking your water, and you just can't quite figure out why you're feeling so drained. And I might have an idea of why that might be. Maybe it's because even though you're putting good stuff in, you're giving everything away. And if you're giving everything away, you're still going to end up with an empty tank. And you're going to be, trying to get around and feel good and happy with fumes, and that just doesn't work. So I have a couple of suggestions for you, a few suggestions for you. So the first one is to stop jumping in to fix things. And I am a mom, so I know that that is a really hard ask, especially with your kids, but with everybody really, because often you can see what the solution is and someone else doesn't, or at least you think you can see what the solution is. You have a solution to a problem that they have and they don't. The thing is that while it may seem really helpful to jump in there and provide that answer that you have in your head, it doesn't really solve their problem. It might solve it in the moment, and certainly if they ask you, then don't hold back. Don't be a jerk. Help them out and help them problem solve and give your advice if you're asked for it. But if they are not asking, then the chance to do the problem solving is really a gift that they need to have for themselves. I know, like I said, it is especially hard when it's your kids because you want to save them from having any hardship. And usually, if it's something that you can see that there's an answer to, it's a way in which you're going to save them exactly that. You're going to save them from having any hardship in their lives. But they need to have some hardship in their lives sometimes because that's how you learned. That's how you grew. That's what experience is. And that is how they need to learn and grow and become more resilient and gain experience as well. So even though it's really difficult, keep your mouth shut and let them figure it out. Let them do the research themselves. Let them go on that trip and see if it works or it doesn't. Let them ask the questions. Let them do all of the things they need to do unless there is a risk to their life or their safety. If there's a safety issue, obviously, I hope, then you need to step in. But otherwise, just, listen supportively and just hold back. Save your energy to be there when they need you if it is a hard time for them, instead of trying to solve it in advance. The other thing is to stop going above and beyond. And that doesn't mean going above and beyond some of the time, because, if that's your nature, then that's what you're going to do. And it is mine. I tend to be a perfectionist. It's not necessarily a good quality, but it is hard not to, want to do that a little bit extra on the project or stay a little bit late sometimes. And the thinking is, you're going to get kind of a jump on the day for the next day. But let's face it, the next day is going to have just as many things on the to-do list as today did, and it's going to be just as busy. You're just going to have stayed late. And chances are you're going to stay late again tonight. So really keep yourself in check with that. be really honest with yourself. Do you have to stay late? Do you really have to stay late? If you have to, then you have to. If you don't, then pick up your stuff and go home. Pick up your stuff and go home. You don't always have to be the one who is the last person in the office. And you don't always have to be the one that when someone is ill, you're the one who is making the dinners for them when they come home from the hospital. Maybe you can make one, but you don't have to make all of them. You don't have to be the one who has the cleanest house. So yes, everyone needs to have a nice, tidy, clean home. I think that's really important. It's important for your health and well-being to have an orderly space around you. But you don't have to have the cleanest, the shiniest house on the planet. It's okay to let things slide a little bit. You don't have to work your whole day at work and then come home and immediately start, mopping the floors and vacuuming the rugs and doing all of the other things that you might be doing. Give yourself a break. Pick one thing and do that one thing and just let it be. The other thing is stop volunteering for the things that no one else wants to do. So when you're in that meeting and there are actions that haven't been assigned to anyone in particular, and your supervisor or the person that's running the meeting says, "Who wants this action?" and all you hear is crickets, you don't have to be the person who speaks up and says, "I'll take it," all the time. In fact, if you are that person, then that's why it's so quiet. Everyone's just waiting it out because they know if they wait a little bit that you're going to take it and they don't have to. So just, breathe, breathe, breathe. And then whoever's running the meeting is going to have to make a decision. Either they are going to assign it themselves, or they're going to drop it, or someone else is going to speak up. Of course, you're going to take some of them, but you do not have to be the one who takes every time. Same with committees. On a committee, there's always a job that no one wants to do. You don't have to be the person every time that takes those crappy jobs. I'll do it. No one else wants to do it, so I'll do it. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Like, things are intended to be shared. So good and bad. You don't have to be the one who takes all of those crappy jobs. Like the carpooling. So if there's an odd day out and, same thing, everybody's trying to figure out, who's going to pick up this extra day? You don't have to always be the one who says me. Just let it go to someone else occasionally. And then what should you start doing? Well, start taking some time for some quiet and calm. So if you have stopped doing some of those other things, you have probably freed up a little bit of time. And one of the things you can do during that free time is put your feet up and relax. And that is sometimes really difficult, especially when other people are still busy. So let's say you are at home and you have already done your chores and your partner is starting to do theirs. Well, chances are your inclination is to hop up and start to do something else. Maybe you're going to start to do the dusting, or maybe you're going to start to put in some more laundry, or whatever it is, so that you're not sitting around while they're working. But you already did your stuff. So relax when it's your time to relax and learn how to tolerate being that person who's sitting when someone else is busy. If it's your turn to make dinner, make the dinner. And when it's their turn to tidy up, just relax while they do it. They probably relaxed just fine while you were making dinner. So there's always that give and take. You don't have to always be the giver. There's give and take. Give and receive. Receiving is an important aspect and a quality that everyone needs to learn. A part of quiet time too is learning, what do I do if I have this extra time? I'm like, what do I do now? Like I'm sitting here, I have extra time, I didn't do that carpooling, so I don't know what to do with myself. Well, meditating is an excellent way to spend some time. So in the morning, first thing in the morning, I encourage you to do a meditation every day, and in the evening to do a meditation every day. And if you have any other opportunity, at lunch, you have a walk, you can do some meditating then, that's great. But certainly, please try in the morning and in the evening. And in the morning, you can do all different kinds of meditation. You can do it to music or guided or silent meditation. I like to do a meditation in the morning where I set an intention for my day. Not a to-do list for my day, but an intention of how I'd like to feel. What would I like to feel like throughout this day? And usually it's something like happy or positive or grateful or kind. Those are the kinds of things that I would like to feel throughout my day. So I would try and set myself up for that in the morning. And in the evening, then I would like to do a meditation in the evening. And at the end of the day, kind of review. Again, not all the things I didn't get done and all the things I have to do tomorrow, but review, what do I feel good about today? What did I do that I am proud of, that I did that was kind? What did I do that I am really pleased that I did well? And what am I really grateful for from today? And at least one thing. Everybody can come up with at least one thing. If you have more, that's wonderful. But being grateful at the end of your day for 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 things that you experienced throughout the day is a wonderful way to be able to sleep well and feel good. And a grateful heart is a happy heart and allows you to be able to give and receive much more freely. So that's what I recommend, and I hope that those things will help you start to feel more energized, less drained, and you can use them every day, not just during this holiday season, but especially during the holidays when things can get so busy and we can feel so overloaded with commitments and responsibilities and all kinds of things that we have promised to other people. Don't forget to still receive and make some promises to yourself. Okay. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you get some value from it. If you do, then please feel free to subscribe to this video on YouTube. And if you would like to talk to me, please email me at Bennett, BENNETT, lifelearningstrategies@gmail.com, or reach out to me through my website, lifelearningstrategies.com. And I hope to hear from you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.